there's some stuff that has fallen. Looks like mud or something. Yep. So. Wow. Above expectations. Good job. Okay, we should see spark over there if I crank it. Probably not, actually. Oh my God. What? What? Something's leaking. Oh, trans fluid. Great. Out of where? Out of one of those fittings. Will this 1991 Dodge Grand Caravan SE, actually, run after 20 plus years sitting abandoned in a backyard? Absolutely, yes it will. With a lot of work, but it absolutely runs, and it doesn't sound too bad. I think that engine is going to be okay. Transmission, on the other hand, we have a problem. The corrosion on it was significantly worse than I thought it was, and it is currently leaking out of a spot on the case. Okay, I don't give up very easy. As you can tell, I'm stubborn. So I got this all opened up here, got everything out of the way here, and I'm going to drop you down here. I've been busy. I got it all cleaned up. Just absolutely dumped. I ran out of brake clean, so this is probably better for it anyway, electrical cleaner. So I guess I'll drop you down here and I'll show you what's going on. Try to anyway. So we get down here. There's the fitting for the speed sensor. All the problems are right below that in what is that crevice right there. See that? That is got packed full of stuff, and that was the most corroded spot on the transmission. So there, in there is up here in the top is where our issue lies. There is some sort of seepage crack in there, and it's allowing fluid to pass through it. It's porous. So my plan here is literally to goop that as full of JB Weld as I possibly can. I want to fill that crevice up. So that is what I'm going to do. I have most of the tube left over from when we kind of filled in the spot for the valve covers to seat onto on the heads. That is high pressure aluminum weld JB Weld. So it should maybe stick to that corroded aluminum, and it's high pressure, which is what the transmission, it's running high fluid pressures. So I argue that that is our best shot at saving what's left of this transmission. So what I'm going to do is I want to get it set up tonight and get it in place tonight, so that way it's able to cure all tonight and all day tomorrow. And then it should be good tomorrow afternoon to at least figure out the verdict here. But my thought is, if we get this transmission to work long enough to get this vehicle going, get this vehicle driving, maybe put it back together, get it on the road for a little bit, make it so it's worth maybe thinking about putting a transmission in. You know what I mean? So, and who knows, maybe it'll just hold forever. You never know. You never know until you try. So I'm going to be the test subject here, and we're going to see if we can aluminum weld the transmission case on a 91 Dodge Caravan. So we'll give it a shot. How about that? Okay, I don't think I have enough, but I got it coated. So what I think I might do, I'm going to pick up some more tomorrow, and we'll add more to this after this cures. But if we go down here, I think we got some coverage. If you look right up in there, clearly I've got some coverage in there. I've got a lot of that covered, and it was leaking from the top there. So I covered it as best I can with what I had. So I think we're looking okay. We'll see. I'm going to pick up some more tomorrow. I think I better be patient with this, and I better fill that in a little more. Okay, the hood is back on. That is cool. I also installed a new Pentastar, but I'm kind of curious if this didn't break and if they cut that off. I'm second guessing if I like it with the bug deflector or not. I'm probably going to leave it just because I already put it on. I don't know. I think it's okay. I'm not sure. But, here, let's get the hood popped. Hopefully, I did open it once earlier, and then it was like it didn't want to open, so I lubed it up. Hopefully, it's a little better. It needs some work. Cable's also a little tight. Anyway. Get this open. There we go. Carefully still, but take a look over here. We have ourselves a little hood brace. So this is a, I don't know, what is it, a 16 gauge steel? I don't know, it's a thicker steel. It was actually in the back of this van. So look at that, it came with the van. So I drilled up a couple holes in it and then ran some self-tappers into the hood. It's not perfect, but it definitely gives the hood some strength. That's for sure. It allows it to hold it up on its own. So that'll be good enough. Definitely better than it was. So that's all good to go. I need to, obviously at some point, source a insulator for the hood and a new hood light. We have the hookup. I believe it's right. It's back here. Yeah, there it is. Right? No, there's a harness back here for the hood hookup. It might be this piece. I might have it pinched. I don't know. Whatever. It's in here somewhere. But there's a hookup for it. We just need a new one that's not, chewed all the way off and has a wire hooked to it still. Look at that. She's all back together. After 20 plus years of sitting, it is all back together. And for those of you who see the 07, I know it's 07. We discussed at the beginning of the video that the title that I had a copy of the title from when the guy I bought it from bought it back in 2004, and it was stamped by the DMV disused since 4/04, which is when the tabs expired. So it was parked before then. And we have the plates to prove it. They're literally still in the vehicle. Those plates got taken off. Those plates got put on, and that was it. If you take a look at these plates here, it's dented and banged up, straight up, because it got pushed around. But look at, there's no bug grime, no dirt on these plates, nothing. They're brand new plates from 07. So I think it was parked a few years when he bought it, and it's been pushed around since. So those plates never saw the highway. Similar story to Turnip the Grand Voyager, actually.
The next day.
Okay, this is going to go two ways. One, it's going to start up and move under its own power and drive out of the shed. Or two, it's going to sit there and dump all the trans fluid back on the ground. Which do you think it's going to go? I am cautiously optimistic. So we're going to put you right here. And when it goes into gear, I'm going to hit you. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We're going to start here. And we're going to see if we can get this van started back up quick. And we're going to see if it goes into gear. If not, we're going to check trans fluid. Hopefully it doesn't leak. I'm really hoping it's fine. It's been, that JB weld should be cured. The first layer has been 2 days, and the second layer has been 24 hours. 22, I think, technically. And I think it's a 15-hour cure time, so I should pop the hood. That might help. Oh, I'm nervous. Because if this leaks everywhere, depending on where it leaks, that transmission's done. And I really don't want to pull a transmission now. Especially after all the work we just did. We had gambling. I love gambling. Isn't it great? Anyway, our little hood latch seems to be doing okay. All right. It's live. You guys think that this van is going to run and drive for the first time in 20 years? I don't know. I keep repeating myself here because I'm nervous. So I'm going to leave the hood pop just in case we need to get in there. We know it's got oil. I think it's got trans fluid. We're going to find out. Please, 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 please don't leak. Interesting. Running. I hear a massive vacuum leak. Oh, I see. This flew off. I think we're good. It's kind of running like crap, but it's running. Oh my God. Kind of running like crap. It's missing pretty hard. Let's make sure I got the firing order right. I want to check the trans fluid first now that I got it in gear. Needs another quart for sure. And I think the front brakes are stuck a little bit. Not surprising. Definitely miss it. I thought it was running better the other day, to be honest with you. Power steering, overfull, good, perfect for it. Brakes look good. Cooling system looks good. I'm gonna leave that cap loose. I don't want it to build pressure yet. Ah, screw it. I don't think we're leaking. Let's check timing. Or not timing, fire code. It seems okay. Okay, did you guys see that? This thing moved for the first time on its own. So, apparently, I mean, don't get your hopes too high, but I think we're okay. I'm looking, I don't see anything super obvious that we're leaking a bunch. So I think we're okay for now. That's a very good sign. So we need to check firing order. So we got 2, 4, 6 up front. We'll check the easy ones. So, well, there you go. The front cylinders are all backwards. Dumbass. I was like, why do these wires seem weird? So 2 and 4 are backwards, or 2 and 6. There you go. I bet you it runs a lot better now. Who caught that? Who caught that before? I'm pretty sure I got the front ones right. In fact, I know what I do. Yeah, front ones are right. 2 and 6 were backwards. That was why it backfired. That's what kind of kicked me onto that. I wonder if it runs better now. I've never done that backwards. I usually get 3 and 1. Oh, wow, it runs better. Oh, that's so much better. It's a little ticky. There we go. That was my bad. I bet you it runs a lot better now. Okay, we're gonna shut the hood. All right. It's a little ticky. I think what I... Oh, no. No, 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 no. Shoot. Oh, I shut the hood. I shouldn't have done that. Did it blow? What's happening here? Oh, hang on. Well, I think it held for a minute. We fixed the firing order, and I think that was it. I think it did blow out again down there. It blew out somewhere down there, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to fire it up and take a look and see what I see again. Dang it. Dang it, I was going to get ready and I was going to move everything. Okay, well, let's fire it back up. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's pouring out down there again somewhere. Oh, it's spraying really good now. It so wants to live too. I just started it, put it in gear, moved it back and forth. The front brakes work and they release. It moves. I rolled it back so it would start leaking onto the, the oil dry. Oh, she wants to live too. Dang it. You know what I should have done is last night. So I have another pack, one more pack of that JB Weld. I should have put some more on. Need to figure out where it's still leaking out of and we just need to add more or if it broke loose or what. Dang it. Dang it, guys. That is so unfortunate because it wants to live too. I wonder if it's leaking slow enough, if we could do a quick lap, just to see if the transmission's got any gears. You know what I mean? See, I don't want to leak that everywhere, though. Maybe I can get it pulled up. That way we can get it pressure washed or something. I mean, it's already leaking anyway, so... I think I'm going to try it anyway. It looks like it's still going to move right now. I'm going to try to get this snowmobile kicked out of the way enough, kick this one out of the way, get this rolled out of the way. And we'll get it pulled out, and we'll see what we can do, see if we can take it for a quick lap. Boy, did she leave a trail. We did get it to squeak out around the snowmobiles here, just barely. Oh boy. Not good. That's a lot of money on the ground. So, luckily most of this board sucked most of it up. So, anyway, I got it sitting up front. I got a pan under it right now. So I think it had just enough fluid to do that. Probably bring this up there. We're gonna need that. Just recycle the fluid back into it. Yeah, so I got a couple things to say, I suppose. Let's do this while we're walking here. So, it did shift from first to second gear there, and it seemed fine. So that means I think the trans computer works, and obviously there's 2 gears there at least. All of that seems to be functioning. It drove pretty nice. The front, it's definitely all front brakes, but they work. So that's amazing. And now it is sitting up front here, which is also really cool, next to Town & Country and Plymouth Voyager. We've got all 3 right next to each other. Isn't that neat? They're all different too. How cool. So, I don't know. I gotta do some thinking here. At least up here, if I have to, I can swap the transmission on the concrete. And if I do it right and I get it up in the air, I don't have to pull everything back out. You can undo the transmission and drop it. So, that, yeah. Anyway, it's up here. It moved for the first time on its own in 20 years. So, that's very cool. That's a win in itself. But we've got problems, as you can see. So we were finally getting a little bit of heat into the motor. I think the temp gauge should go up. And maybe not, it cooled down. Anyway. Runs pretty good. Oil pressure's there. I mean, it's present. Not too bad. But it runs okay. Definitely got that noise there to it still. Yeah, is it leaking? Yeah, it's getting pretty aerated too. But everything else seems to be okay. Power steering was working, I didn't even realize that. Hopefully that noise goes away. So what I kind of want to do is run the motor, but it's kind of hard to run the motor when currently losing so much trans fluid. Sounds good. Sounds good off idle. Top end sounds happy. I still think it's the flywheel rubbing the oil pan. That's what I'm gonna go with anyway. Okay, I dumped in 2 quarts. Let's go for a quick ride. See if it's got all 4 gears. Yeah, front brakes work. Uh-oh. Okay, no, it doesn't have enough fluid. Nope. We'll go around the yard. Definitely not enough to go down the road. Nope, it's out of gear again. Okay, no. I'm gonna go put enough in it to park it, and that's all she wrote. So it will run and drive on its own. Just so we're clear, to get it back up here, I took that pan, which had at least 2 quarts in it, and I dumped it right back in it. So, and then it got it up here, and that's where she is. So, yes, it will run and drive on its own after 20 years, although the transmission case has suffered a mortal wound, I think. So anyway, it's up here now where it's a big eyesore, so I am going to take a moment here, take some time while it's nice out today, and I am going to pressure wash this thing, and I think we'll vacuum out the interior. We'll make it so it's a little nicer to work on here. But yeah, she's hurt, guys. She's hurt bad. Sat a little too long with a little too much raccoon under it in the engine bay. So yeah, it's unfortunate. So I don't know. I mean, the internals in this transmission seem fine. I mean, if we can get a hold of a case and we can just swap everything out of that transmission into a case, that wouldn't be the worst idea, and it'd be kind of fun maybe to rebuild it. Anyway, at least if I have to, I can dump fluid into it and move it now. And it's up here on concrete where I can work on it. Not so difficult, not as difficult. It's not as difficult to change a transmission on the concrete here on flat ground. So I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I am, but I'm not. But I am. So I might let it sit out here, and I might try the JB well one more time. I got to get in there, and I got to look at what just, leaked again, where it exactly, I know where it's leaking, but exactly what it sprayed out of. So we can see if it, blew the JB weld out or if I missed a pinhole. So it's here. It's out. I got to move beetroot here. Get beetroot out of harm's way, the pressure washer and everything. But it's here. It's up here. It made it. Radiator fan just kicked on. So guess what that works? See, I want to test this stuff. I just filled the trans back up again. So the temp gauge is on 0. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it went to 0. I don't know if the gauge quit or what. Huh. Weird. It was working. It's definitely warm though, so I think it knows what temperature it is because it kicked the fan on. Huh. Well, I got it moved again one final time. I think this is where it's gonna sit for now. But starting to sound pretty good. Motor's quieted up pretty nice, so. Still got that little ting to it, but like I said, it's rubbing on the flex plate. But I got a pan under it again. I'm about done running it. Anyway, here she sits. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But hey, it did move under its own power. So obviously, you guys know I won't give up. Clearly, looking at you, turned out pretty good. So we've got a load of work to do on this fan. So let's get to work. Let's make it clean. Okay, here's a good before. I got the pressure washer here. Hose is leaking a little water. Figure I'll give you some befores here. I'll take some pictures as I do this. Look at that. I got 3 seconds just lying around right now. Isn't that cool? Dog, you're gonna get wet if you don't move. We're not gonna do the roof because I have all the screws out for the roof rails. Because I need to get the headliner down and pop the dent out of the roof. So we're just going to pressure wash all the sides. Make it look a little more presentable here, huh? Figure after we're done with this, we'll put the new plates on, huh? So at least it appears registered in the driveway. It is registered, and it's also insured right now. Another side shot over here. So it doesn't look too bad. We'll see how it cleans it. We'll see how much paint's left after this.
I don't know how much that really made a difference. I mean, a little bit. A little bit. I mean, you know, I guess it's a little better. Probably needs scrubbed really well. The roof has definitely got a lot of water on it, unfortunately. That needs to be addressed. We still got to do the back here, and we got to do the driver's side. So we'll get that done really quick. I guess it's knocking off the loose stuff for us, and all the paint that we know is going to come off. So did get all the dirt out from under here to under the visor though, so that's nice. Okay, it's definitely an improvement. And I did dust off the roof because actually the pressure washing knocked the water out of the puddle. There was actually a big puddle forming, so I was able to knock all the water out of it. It needs scrubbed really, really bad. I mean, obviously, gotta get all that hard dirt off, but it cleaned up okay. Nicest part of the van, driver's door. It's not too bad. I want to try pop this dent out of it because we'll get inside. I'll see if I can get the trim off, and I'll try pop that dent out. This glass cleaned up okay. The rest of them needs scrubbed really bad. I mean, even that one does. This side's not too bad as far as rust goes. It's definitely not the worst I've seen. Windshield needs a good scrubbing. Everything needs a good scrubbing, but we knocked all the loose stuff off. There, that looks a lot better. We'll see how it dries out though. All right, there she is. Tags current, expire January of next year. Then we got both sets of old plates I got sitting up there. I gotta bring them inside. Heck yeah, there we go. Improvements, small improvements, I guess. So, we got two sets of plates here. Both of these belong to this van. These, I believe, were the last plates that were on it when it was on the road. And the guy I bought it from bought it. After it was parked, it required new plates, and these are the plates he put on it. And then it sat. And then it sat for 20 years. Yeah, look at these. These are brand freaking new plates. See how shiny they are? See these plates? How they've got some, corrosion to them, wear to them. These plates were on the road. These plates, I am certain, never saw the road. Brand new from, I guess, 06 technically. And then tagged again, because tag your vehicles while they're parked. Very good. So, get those put away. There she be. delete. Whoops. I didn't ask you to come down. Go back. Okay, I got all the stuff out of it, including the headliner fabric. I'm trying to decide if I just want to cut the, the actual liner down or what, because I'd like to really pop the dent out of this roof. That's what I really want to do. But, I hate being destructive. So, I'm trying to decide if I want to pull it down the right way and pop all the interior trim, which I guess I got to do anyway. But I also don't want to take the interior apart right now. That's not what I want to work on. I don't know. I don't know. Because here's the thing. If I vacuum it and then I do this, I got to vacuum again. Do we want to go mouse nest hunting right now? I don't. I just wanted to make it look decenter-ish. Also got to get all this out of here. All this. Oh boy, handfuls of it. Yeah. Try to get some of this out there. That's what we're doing, I guess. A bunch of it's pinched in the hatch too. Look at that. Nice. That's good for everything, right? Yep. Moist, damp foliage. I think it is almost self-clearanced. Because you can hear the trans fluid now coming out, but the grindiness is almost gone. The motor's nice and quiet. This motor is quiet. I can't believe that muffler's still good. Shouldn't say that or it'll blow. What do you think, Beeroot? Yeah, listen how quiet that's getting. That it's almost self-clearanced. I told you. But it sounds good. This thing makes no noise. That engine runs so good. Too bad the temp gauge quit working. Fuel light's on. We're almost out of gas. Listen to this thing. This thing runs perfect. I'm trying to decide where we left off on this. I think we were talking about pulling the headliner so I could pop the dent out of the roof. Anyway, it's been a day or two, and that's the full-size spare that was under it that we then debeaded and resealed so it wouldn't leak. And I think it has leaked a little bit, so I might have to take that tire back off. So that's cool. Anyway, I figure why don't we do a start on the old girl? I think I started it yesterday too, so might as well hear it again. I'm just in awe at how well this motor runs. Wow! Right to life. There I hear trans fluid hitting the pan. I filled that too, and so the sensor's bad in the reservoir, so that's nice. I'm just in awe at how well that motor runs. I mean, listen to this thing. Hood release is working better now that I lubed it too. Listen to how well that runs. Why does that run so good? That's crazy. Yeah, and it's full, so yeah, that's maybe just a touch corroded. That a few times. Maybe it'll talk to it. No, light's still on. I would argue those need to be scrubbed and cleaned a little bit. Nope, still doesn't work. Okay. You know, here's my warm-up for the day. I'm getting those gross-looking mud flaps, or what's left of them, off of it. I do not appreciate those. So let's get those off, for starters. Yeah, looks like 10 mil hardware all the way around. Yeah, let's get those off of there. I'll go see if I got some proper Dodge mud flaps for it. Otherwise, at the very least, they'll be out of there. I do not like these at all. I think we can all agree that was a visual improvement. Yeah, that's an improvement. So, I do have some mud flaps here. I've got 2 Dodge ones here that should fit on the back over here. So I believe, yep, this one would be for this side. So yeah, I do believe we've got some Dodge ones we can mount up here. I'm trying to think where. There's a screw hole there. I don't know, I'll eyeball it. I'll get these in here. These, and then I'm trying to see, does one of these other vans have them in the front? I think Gray Van has them up front too. Yeah, so I'll eyeball where this one is screwed in, and that's what we'll do for over there. But I'm pretty sure Gray Van has front flaps as well. That or Blue Van does. One of those 2 vans has front flaps, because I've got these. These were the old rear flaps off of Turnip over there. I was wondering if we could get these to go into here, and then we'd have front flaps as well that weren't, you know, complete garbage. Something like that. That's not bad. I don't think, right? Obviously inlay it a little better, but that might work. I don't know. I'll decide what I want to do. I'll bring it back when I got something figured out. Alright, I got that tire fixed. I had to put a new valve stem in it, as well as when I took the tire off, as much as I ground down the rust on the actual rim, there was rust stuck to the old rubber, so I had to actually knock the lip of the tire down with a grinder. You know, do that outside where you don't inhale the fumes of burning rubber. Anyway, that thing doesn't leak at all now. You can see all the extra dish soap on it. Otherwise, I had to have that tire off anyway, because the the weight reduction here required new fasteners for the bumper, and I figure might as well take care of that now than when it tries to rip itself free. So that is actually probably as secure as it was from factory, or more, because these little plastic guys aren't held into anything anymore. So, you know, she's just mint in there. You know, there's no little bit, maybe just a little rock chip here that started to rust, just a little bit there. Okay, everybody nod your head in agreement. It looks way better without those metal ones. I got the front ones in. I think those turned out pretty good. Definitely do its job. The back ones I think turned out okay. I may or may not have got them both cockeyed just a little bit. But they're both there. They both say Dodge. They're both going to do their jobs. So we'll leave that for now. I think my plan right now is I'm kind of procrastinating pulling that headliner out. So what I think I want to do is let's pull the trim off of the hatch. Let's see if we can bang that obnoxious dent out of it. So there's your before. I think we can make that a little better. You guys think? I think so. Figure you guys want to see the carnage that comes out of here, so I guess you get to watch me take it apart, huh? This one right now is actually like not broke. There's a crack here. I guess it's cracked here, and it looks like there's mouse goo leaking out of here, or goo of some variety. So you know it'll be good, right? So this screw, usually screws are like regular screws, not ones right here. I'll never lose. So maybe the wrong screws. This one is. Put it in the spot. We'll take now. This is the knot. These are the screws. Stuff like that here. I'll get the rest of the back. What? This screw. It's fine. All this, the phone for this stuff, it's great. Screw that. There. There's only stuff on here right here. Okay, I take those off. There's two screws missing, so there you go. Oh, this one's missing. They grab those. This clip is missing. Somebody's been in here before for one reason or another. I didn't know why motor, I guess. That screw's wrong. This clip's here. That's the clip right now. That's the correct screw. Okay, the correct screw. And this one doesn't have the screws here in the 94 for additional support, so they're not there. Here's some of the trim plugs. This is supposed to be back in. This is supposed to be back in also. Here's my laptop. Here's the teacher. Oh, yummy. Oh, I missed a screw. That's why I'm like, what the heck? This is how this stuff gets broke, by the way. And I looked, and I still missed it. Okay, so we got the hatch out. There's definitely a couple of things that I've noticed that are different than some of the later model second gens. This is a completely different style harness. I like this harness better, actually. Look how fancy that is. And then I went to cost cutting and got rid of it. Thanks, Chrysler. Giant mouse nest where the rear wiper was, and the rear wiper is actually unplugged because of it. So I'm sure that works good. The washer sprayer nozzle isn't chewed up. That's nice. Got two speakers in here. What is that? Power unlock. What is this? One of these, I don't... Oh, are those the two? Those are the license plate lights, duh. And then there's the rear wiper, actuator. Everything looks decent in here besides the fact that there's a giant mouse nest in it. You know, as is typical. I also noticed some of the clips are not green, they're yellow. And they're also bent really weird. Why are they bent like that? They're not supposed to be bent like that. I don't know what happened there, but something happened. And those are not right. So I'll probably just pull those and put something else in. But you know what? That's probably why it's cracked, because these clips went in funny and they kept pushing on it. Yeah, somebody's been in here is what I can tell, besides the mice. So we got to pull this whole insulation out here. We'll just get rid of it. I don't have one to put back in it, so we'll just not put one in it. And we'll just scrub that down, and that gets rid of a huge chunk of scent, as well as that. So that clears that out. I think we'll need to pull the speaker out, and we'll be able to get in here at this dent, I hope. Yeah. Yeah, here's where it's all dented in right here. Do we want to see if it works? Ew. Don't do what I'm doing. In theory, if it's going to work, it should work, right? Be good to know, I suppose. I hear it. Do I? What do I hear? What do I hear? That motor sounds like it's broke, doesn't it? Because it's not moving. Go ahead and say that motor is junk and we will replace it. Because I don't even think it's on. No. Hey, the sprayer works, I think. Does it have fluid in it? I don't think so. And just like that, we have removed the wiper arm, you know, because that's how you have to do it. I would say that's a significant improvement. Obviously the emblems all fell off, but those are all shot anyway, except the SC. But that'll all have to get glued back on anyway. I'm not a PDR guy, and I definitely don't have much to work with here. Some of this is my doing right here, where I kind of pried too hard in one spot, but a lot of this is the doing of the fact that it was banged in here and like hit really hard with something. So we've got it out to where it's kind of straight-ish. Obviously creased right here. I couldn't get this crease out. A little bit creased right here. I got most of it out. This metal's also really thin here. Notice the rusting. Problem is this is rusted from the inside out, as you can see the hole here and the rust here. So it's kind of thin, so it has nothing to have structure on the bottom to. At least not much, but I think for the hatch that's on there, I'd say that's a big improvement. Can I get rid of the spoiler? Please let me get rid of it. I don't like it. The visor I kind of like, I'm not gonna lie. The visor I think I'm okay with. The visor, this, I don't think I'm okay with the spoiler. I'm trying to adjust it so it goes down. I broke one of the screws off. So this one I got to spin on this side, because I want it to be like tilted this way more so it doesn't like actually catch any air. But, you know, I don't know. I kind of just want to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't really like it. Because it will get a nice roof rack put back on it. One of the chrome ones. What do I do? Do I take it off? I'm deciding right now. This looks so much better without that dent being as bad as it was. It's a lot better. It's not great, but it's a lot better. Do I get rid of it? Do I get rid of it? I said I wouldn't, but I really want to get rid of it. Okay, I'll leave it for now. I did have to run a self-tapper into the other side to get the mount to stay. So it was, you know, now it won't actually go up, which is nice. So it'll hold where it's at, I guess. Yeah, we got a party going on here. So I got the hatch cleaned up as it's precariously sitting there on that seat. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So yeah, you see these 2 cracks here? This is because they pressed those clips in and they bent them instead of locking them in like they should have been. Anyway, they also, in the newer ones, include 2 extra screw holes right there. So, and then it's cracked here too. That's unfortunate, but this isn't so bad. This isn't cracked really, which is surprising. But I got the inside of the hatch cleaned up. I love that color blue. That's such a nice color. Got all this all cleaned up. Got all the grime out of here and all the foliage and stuff. That's what causes these lips to rot out. You see there's a little bit of lip rust in there. Speaking of lip rust, we'll get to that in a second. This all looks pretty good. Got all the mouse goo off of this. So guess what? This won't smell anymore. There's no nest in here. All the goo's out. I knocked all the loose rust out of here, and I vacuumed that all up. Oh, and I lubed up this lock. Remember how we were having issues getting it to lock? So that piece wouldn't latch in like it is now. So if you look, that wouldn't do that before, and now it is. So here's the lip rust I'm talking about. It's pretty advanced. Definitely not the worst I've seen, but it's pretty bad. So we'll deal with that some other year. All right, look at that. Got a new wiper grommet on there. The new arm, well, new, had an old grommet kind of on it that was kind of okay-ish, so I wedged that in there for now. So I've tested it. I do know that it works, but I'll show you guys. So if you look over there, and we hit the wiper, yeah, it works. That's the first time I've hit it with the wiper on there, though. Now, I cannot get it to spray, and I added fluid to the reservoir. So I'm thinking the hose is unhooked from the sprayer or something, because it's full. It wouldn't let me add fluid to it. But it does work. Now, also look up here. While I siphoned fluid out of here. If we take a look at the sprayer here, I got it, the new hose, all the way up to here where the junction is going to the 2 wiper arms. So we need a new hose going to that arm, and this hose is broke off here. So, and these arms are also stuck on here, so we might have to get new arms, which is fine, but we'll see how we get that off later. But that all works. So the sprayers all seem to work. It's just that one isn't feeding, so we'll deal with that at some other point. That's all done. That means we can put this all back together now. Very good. Anyway, that's cool. Something I was looking at here was this darn radio. Why did we cut the harness off it? Why? Why did we do that? That's going to be so annoying to splice back together. Anyway, me looking at that is also just me procrastinating the headliner. Once again, do I just do it? I'm thinking I just pull the interior trim out anyway, because I got to anyway. So maybe we'll just start working in here, and we'll kind of get all this stuff out of here. I'm not going to vacuum anything yet, but I figure we'll pull all of the interior trim so we can pull the headliner down. I mean, we got to anyway, so I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll just do it. Let's just get to work. Been a while since I ran into this, but believe it or not, we have some rusty seat bolt studs. And so what has happened is the stud has spun in there, and as you can see, it is now expanded and allows it to spin freely, is what I'm saying. So we need to correct that. And to correct that, actually, I'm distracted. What is this? What is this? What is this plug for? What would this be for on the passenger seat? Interesting. I'm curious what that's for. Anyway, yeah, so this spins free in here now. Somewhat. So what I need to do is get it so it's not cockeyed like that, and then take a vice grip and clamp across here so it can't spin. We had 2 spin, both of the ones on the outer side here where the rustiest part is on this side, and then we had the 1 spin on the driver's side, I think the front one. So I got 3 out of 4 out on this one, I got 2 out of 4 out on this one. I got to work and do the fun stuff here to get them to break free. So that'll be fun, but then we'll have them out. So see the nut? See that? Got that one out. So the driver's seat's good to go. All 4 are out. Got to do the same over there. Hold up. I don't even think this passenger seat has tracks. I don't even think it moves. No, it doesn't. That seat's solid where it's at. Oh, that's lame. Okay, it just makes it a little harder to get in there, but not too bad. Man, that passenger seat fought me and fought me. It took me so long. The seatbelts retract. That's nice. At least that one does. But yeah, I got the seats out. That was a pain in the butt. There's what the color of the carpet's supposed to be. It's not too far off, to be honest with you. It's rough in here. It's really rough. Wow, yeah, that makes a huge difference. It doesn't look all that bad at all. We pulled this carpet, a good soaping, scrubbing, pressure washing, with the old backing removed, put new backing on it. I think this carpet will clean up okay. It's not wore or anything, it's just stained. And it's not too bad, to be honest. No, it's not bad at all. Up front, it's not terrible. There must have been floor mats in here at some point, you know, for most of its life. So you see how much nicer it looks there? I think there were floor mats in this. There wasn't when I got to it, but there must have been. Yeah, even a back one, you could see where the back one was. And there was one right here. There wasn't one there. But it's cleaned up pretty good. Anyway, it'll be much nicer to work in is what I was figuring. Now I can like sit in here and like not feel like I'm gonna die immediately. That seatbelt retracts too. All these seatbelts seem to retract so far, which is nice. I don't have to worry about trying to free them up. Oh. Spoke too soon. That one's, it's going. That seatbelt probably, you know, none of these seatbelts have moved in the last 20 years, so I'll give it a break. We'll pull it all the way out. It's actually really nice. Look at that. Where it's been sitting, that seatbelt's in good shape. It does retract, so. What's this one? I do believe this is backwards, by the way. Yeah, that's backwards. I have to fix that. Oh, there it goes. And the way you do that is you flip this over and then you pull it over and it'll rotate it. How about that one? Ooh. You can tell where they've been sitting in that same spot forever. There we go. I think the driver's one's the only one I haven't tested. The front ones are nice. Actually, that one is. Oh, yeah. Nice. There's stickers on this back window, probably from some kids. Oh, and the other thing. You noticed all the pine needles in here from, like, the northern Minnesota pine? This van was from Mora, Minnesota, which is up north of the city. So it definitely was probably sitting around at that point, too, you know, when it was still up there because of all the pine needles in it. I don't know. It must have been left open for some period of time because there's so many leaves and stuff in it. But a lot of northern pine needles, which those trees aren't really common until you get north of the Twin Cities. Well, we got the lower panel out here, and I see Mouse Condo over there. I think they evicted themselves. It's pretty old. Anyway, I see some goodies in here. I figure we'll excavate them together. So I'm seeing a lot of stuff where the kiddos were back here and dropped stuff down behind the panels. Along with some lovely rodent droppings. I see some Pokemon stuff here. Oh, is that a credit card? Okay, hang on. Oh, they're Capital One playing cards. That's crazy. Yeah, look at that. 9999999, and they're a deck of playing cards, or some of them. And there's Pikachu, and I don't know what's this Pokemon card. Double colorless energy. I don't know what that means. We're gonna try excavate this guy around all the poop. I don't know who that is. It's an army dude. There's a penny. It is a 67. That's copper. I got a nickel. He's a newer nickel. I can't read the year on it, but it's not that old, considering. And then there's this. I don't know what that's for. It's Walmart something. And then the rest of that's all garbage. Okay, cool. Anything down there? Can you guys see anything? Can't really tell. Just the wire harness. Some rust. Ah, yes, rust. Lots of rust. Great. Oh, I see the rear tire. That's good. Got these insulation bags. That one's actually not in too bad a shape. Usually those are tore up when I pull them out, but that one we might hang on to. Back over here, here's another insulation bag, sound deadening bag. It's actually a decent shape. Come in here with some fluid film at some point and get in that arch. What is this? Oh, this is the plug for the power rear windows that this doesn't have. So it was wired for power windows. There's another bag down there that we'll have to pull out. There's a giant nest and lots of acorns. So that's cool. I don't know why. Oh, this is why the sprayer nozzle wasn't working. Because it was chewed off up in here. That explains that. Okay, that's good news. So they were up in there. So probably crawling up there, they chewed their way through. Okay, so we'll continue on, get the other panels out. But I figured I would bring in some of the goodies. I guess goodies in quotes. Okay, this will be quick. My phone's about dead. I'm going to go in and charge it for you. But we got all this trim out. The only thing holding the headliner in is all the blue clips and the two sun visors, which are torque spits of some variety. Anyway, I'm going to work on getting those out, getting all these clips out, and I'll bring you back when we get the headliner down, hopefully. So I think I twisted my ankle. I tripped over here earlier, and my ankle really hurts. Headliner, actually, surprisingly, here. The material is in great shape. This is a one-piece headliner. I believe the early ones were all one-piece, and then they switched to like a two-piece in the later parts, mostly because it was a pain. These are a pain to deal with. But the material's not chewed up anywhere. Surprisingly, a little bit of staining in certain places here, but I think this would scrub up really well. And if we scraped all this, most of this looks like it's just going to fall off. We can definitely do a new fabric on this. I'd like to try it. I haven't actually ever done a new fabric myself, and I'd really like to try it with like a plaid, like a blue plaid. The plaid headliner is always so cool. So I think we might try it. I'm gonna hang on to that material. So I mean, I don't have any other choice. That's the only headliner I've got. One that's a long wheelbase. Two has the two dome lights plus the dome light like this. So I've got one two-piece headliner, but it's for a center console vehicle or an overhead console van. So I'll definitely get that put away before the wind, bends it in half here like it's about to. But that should be all right. I got all these pieces out. We'll have to throw those away. They'll go over here in the shed for now. Because we're supposed to get some rain, which is why I wanted to get this done, because I wanted to pop this roof out. Look at that dent in that roof. You can see it. Wow. And the reason we couldn't suction cup it from the top is because the supports are all bent. So I'm going to get in here and I'll see if I can manhandle it back into place. But I see one mouse nest there. There's a condo in there that needs to get dug out. There was one up there. That's gone now. I'll have to do some more looking around, but looking pretty good. Gotta get these bags out of here. Look behind that rust. Great. That's what you want. There's the other plug for the power rear windows, so that's cool. We're not putting them in it, but it has them. It's wired for it, and I believe it's wired for power front windows too, I'm sure, just like it's got the power locks, but no power windows. So, option removed. How about that? Very good. That looks really, really good. Actually, it turned out way better than I thought it would. So, most of it was actually me standing in here, and then I kind of pressed on my knees with my hands and pushed up and used the flat part of my back to kind of just press it up close. You know, that's always good for your back, right? I mean, you know, whatever. So I got it most of the way, and then I took the rubber mallet and I kind of gave each rail a good whack, every single, you know, all the way down on each one. And I think that's got them reset back where they need to be. I think we're looking really good. You look up here, look at the roof. That is not going to pool water anymore, which is fantastic news. Yeah, that turned out way better than I thought it was gonna. Yeah, it popped right back out. Nice. I think there's a little wave right here. And I think that's the only wave in it. And that's not gonna cause us any problems. That'll let water out. Yeah, very good. Very, very, very happy with how that turned out. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what I was trying to get at here. This is the whole reason. You look up here, see these holes? Those are where water was getting in from the old rails, and there's a screw that's still in. I think the screw is loosely, these ones right here. This must have had some aftermarket rack on it. We're gonna go with a factory roof rack that is about the same length, but the problem being that these are a bunch of big open holes, and with the water pooling where it was gonna let water in. Now that I'd removed all the screws, like here. So I'm gonna pull the rest of these screws out. I'm actually gonna go put them back with the rest of the rack screws. And I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna wipe down, and I'm gonna put some waterproof tape over all of those holes. And that should keep us dry for now. Out of the bolt heads, but yeah, this is where the damage is. Same with all of them. Water up front because of the leaky drains, clogged drains, leaky windshields, whatever it ends up being. But, you know, one of those is always a problem when these sit. And I'm sure that's common on multiple vehicles, not just caravans, but yeah, we got problems. I just had this untucked from there. Get out. Come on, carpet. Okay. And because this has got the extra matting here, oh, it's damp. Uh-oh, yeah, it's wet. Oh, yeah. Oh, and there's the hole. Yep. How much of this is going to turn into a hole is the next question. Next question. That's crunchy. Look at that. To about there. We're going to be playing the pinhole game in the floor and the actual proper hole. It's a big hole. Up the firewall looks okay, but this is all wet, which is why I was trying to get the wipers out before, because I knew that thing was clogged, which might prove to be a problem for us again, but we have it all opened up here, so at least it'll be able to dry now. But this is clogged. And I can't get this off because the wiper arms are stuck on. But yeah, this gets clogged down here, and then water can't drain out. Alright, got everything cleaned up, put away, packed away, all the seats back in the van. Did a bunch of vacuuming that you can't see because the windows are dirty. I got all this in, I got these propped up. I found a couple more holes over there in the corner. Driver's side is really, really bad, actually. All looking good in here. Did find some wiring nightmares here. This is waiting to start a fire right here, actually. So we're gonna have to take care of that Actually, I just remembered, so I want to get these all split up. So a couple burns there. There's a burn there, or not a burn, but you know, bite, chew marks. I'm foreshadowing is what's happening right now. So, there. That should do for now. Anyway, got all that taken care of up here on the roof. Got all these cleaned up and got them all taped up. So we shouldn't have any water intrusions, not to mention we no longer have a big dent that'll form puddles. Well, isn't that a change? Yeah, we got a blizzard, finally, for this year, I guess. I think we got like 7 inches or something stupid, but also came with 40-mile-an-hour winds, so there's none over there, and then there's 2-3 feet right here, and right here. It is, what is it, March 5th or something funny, I don't know. So you guys won't see this as like a cold start video right away, because that would be big spoilers here. But I'll put this clip in somewhere in the video for the 91 SE, I guess, I don't know. I need to get this backed out of here so this can get shoveled. And I need to get the 94 out of here for the same reason. Look at this drift. That's like a 3-4 foot tall post right there. It's as tall as the hood. This van clearly doesn't move, but that's okay. Let's get these two fired up. Let's see if they'll run. They should. Oh, look at all the ice from the rain before. It rained all day before this, too. So then it turned to ice, and then it snowed over it. It's great. 156,578. Mint. Notice how it doesn't tick when it's cold? Right away. Well, let's do that. Let's let this one warm up. Oh, I guess we can start it, huh? Oh, how will the 91 Grand Caravan... I can't even get to it. Grand Caravan SE. Cold start. We can cold start it from the passenger side. That ain't going anywhere. I guess we'll do the town and country first. Alright, and this bad boy, or gal, I suppose, has 181,584. Fires right up. Turn the heat on in this one, too. Rear defrost, where is it? I can't remember between the vehicles anymore. Where's defrost? Right there. Oh, okay, can we get into this door? Yes. Oh, look, snow. Snow got in. Oh, nice. And this one has 212, 247. Fires right up. Can't even hear this one. This is the quietest one out of them all. Yeah, you can't even hear this one running. But it's running, trust me. I suppose the engine is completely sealed in snow. Yeah, it's insulated, but it's running. Right? Yeah, I think it's running. I can't tell. Yeah, it's running. Yeah, you can hear it down here. Thing fired right up. Crazy. Well, pulled out of the snowbank, no problem. That thing is so quiet. I shut it off just now, but I can't believe that thing. That's got to be the best running second gen I own. And I'm not even kidding. I mean, even Gray Van has a little bit of engine tick. That thing has no noise in it. That van should not run. I do not understand. Anyway, figure we'll pull the all-wheel drive kind of country out of here. No longer all-wheel drive. Try to get out of here without hitting my dad's car or the trees or anything. Yeah, look at that drift. That's what I'm trying to get away from here. So think this one's got to go to work with me tomorrow. I will save Turnip from the road salt. We will drive this one instead, because that one is not leaving that spot. The 05 is stuck. And I don't think me or Dad is gonna dig that out right now. So this is the driver. Okay. There you go. There's some cold starts for you. Yeah, we got snow. And now it's gonna be 40s, 50s, and 60s, and it's all gonna melt again. But that's good. We need moisture. Anything is better than nothing.
The next day.
Okay, so I was going around and I was shoveling out around this van here just, get some air. I figured out why it's so quiet. Holy crap. It blew all of the snow up through here and filled this. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Well, I kind of got it scooped out here. It's kind of melting, a bunch of it, but I don't want to run it too long here. So it's also, really, really good for all these electronics in here. It's good for the electrical to get water all over it. So, yeah, I guess. Oh, and this ground needs re-crimped apparently. Cool. Well, I'm gonna shut it off, and I'm gonna let this sit in the sun here and thaw out. I'll probably leave the hood up and let it thaw tomorrow too. So, yeah, that's not ideal. Well, I just did my aching neck and back, zero favors there, but I dug all the way around the van here. So hopefully it'll get some of this warm air. It's 40 degrees out right now, but get some warm air in here and kind of melt around it. I got the engine off clearly, and I disconnected power just in case anything gets wet in here. It doesn't start shorting out, you know what I mean? Don't need to create any electrical issues with our new harness and everything, if we can help it. But we'll let that melt for a day. Yeah, it's already a lot better. There we go. Get all this out of here. Yeah. Oh, look, it filled this. That's always good. This is full of water because it doesn't drain, because it's clogged. So, the more water in there, the merrier. Wow. Talk about, now I'm disconnecting vacuum lines. So I should stop doing what I'm doing here. Sorry, I'm looking. Get on there. There. All right, we're just going to let it thaw out for a day. Yep, that's not good for it. You poor thing. Well, we went to U-Pull today, and we actually found quite a few parts for this thing. Let's dig in. That spare tire holder is not for this. I don't know why I accidentally threw that in here. But we did get that. That's for another van, hopefully. I got a sway bar for it. I got the heater hoses. I got an extra air box with a brand new filter. Good wiper cowling. I got a new wiper linkage and arms. I don't know how hard that's going to be to get ours apart. So I have all of the stuff there for it. Here's all the nuts and bolts and stuff. That battery tray is for Carrie the 91. There she goes. Goodbye. As is that. So, I got the new seal for the going over the back of hood cowl right there. So that's cool. I don't know. Did I get anything else for this? We got some good parts here. Got a mirror for it. This is actually the mirror off of Turnip here. So I bought Turnip a mirror, and this gets hand-me-downs. So I guess we can put that up there for now. There you go. Boom. Rearview mirror. So we got some good parts here. I don't know when I'm going to get to putting them on. Clearly not anytime soon, because we've got other things to worry about. But it was a 40% off sale. I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sure you already know about some of this stuff because the other video for Carrie is probably out by now. I don't know, actually. Who knows? I got some stuff for that van. I got some stuff for Turnip. I got some stuff for Beetroot. I got all kinds of goodies. So, yeah. It's been a little while since we worked on the 91 Grand Caravan, but I'm finally out here today. I took the headliner in earlier, if you saw that, and I vacuumed all of the foam off of it. I ordered new headliner fabric for it. That's coming in next week. That totaled the van almost twice over. Yeah, the floor in this one's pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all. So, a little bit of surface rust in some spots there. That's about the worst spot right there, as far as the floor goes, which is really good. It's actually better than a lot of ones I bought. There's a spider. He's cold. Bunch of dead ladybugs, you know. But, yeah, floor's been pretty good, except for the front. The front's pretty bad, but, you know, comes with the territory, I guess. Oh, here, let's close this stuff in here. There we go. All right. It's been a while, hadn't it? You guys have spotted this old van in the background in a few videos as of late. Here's where we are currently in the timeline. We're working on the 95 Voyager. That's where we're at right now. But finally have some updates for the old 91 Grand Caravan SC. Here's where we left off. I literally have not touched this thing. I think I threw some parts. Oh, the door doesn't even open. That's how long it's been since it's been open. I think I threw some parts and stuff I ordered in here. I've actually robbed some stuff out of here recently-ish. But she's the same. I've started it a few times. It'll probably fire up right now. Let's do it for you. And I fired it up. I've let it run. I actually put the charger on the batteries. This is a good battery in here. And this thing does not have any electrical gremlins or power drains because it's been hooked up the whole time. But it should fire right up for us. Yeah, this thing runs good. That motor runs way too good. That's insane how good that motor runs. Listen to that thing. Just purring like a kitten. There's no transmission fluid left. We don't care about that, so I don't want to run it long and burn up the pump in there. Not that I care that much. But, yeah, this thing runs good. So, that's awesome. Yeah, I've done that once in a while, let it run a little bit. Like I said, I put the tender on it and charged up the battery. But if we come over here, we've got a good update here in the back of the old truck. I got a set of an axle and some leaf springs. This is not for that van, but I've got that. But if we look right here, that is an engine and a transmission out of a 1991 Dodge Caravan SE. So that's got our 91 transmission, or our 90 to 91 and a half with the correct gear ratio and everything in it. This transmission also, if you look down there, I'll get you close. That is a Mopar remanufactured transmission, manufactured in the 16th week of 2000. And I have documentation to support that this transmission has exactly 51,000 miles on it. This transmission was put in the van in 2000 when it had 109,000 miles on it, and the van currently at the junkyard, which I'll insert a picture here, hopefully, of said van, has 160,307 miles. That is a 50,000 mile bulletproofed, manufactured in the year of 2000, remanufactured 41TE automatic transmission. And it's not seized. See that? That's the first time I've checked that, by the way. I'd never checked that before I bought it, and I spent money on it. One thing I do know about it as well, because of the Carfax I have on the vehicle that it has been pulled from, is that 70 miles before it was junked, it had a transmission flush. So, we might be learning how to rebuild a transmission. The thing about this one versus the other one is the case does not have a rot hole in it right here, like ours does. So, this is a definite step up. Hopefully it works. It came with an engine attached to it for an extra $50. They said extra 100 you can have the engine. I said extra 50 because the transmission might be bad. And they're like, sure. So I've also got a 1991 3.3 liter V6 with 160,000 miles attached to it. I figure we'll definitely use it for something if it's good. I don't know. I'm smart, and so I pay people for things when I don't check very well. I looked at it. Well, I didn't look at. I knew it was in the vehicle. I didn't look at it. I'm like, okay. Well, I thought about it. I'm like, I think it should be fine. Especially, I don't know. I think it should be fine. We're gonna leave it at that. He said the alternator was seized. We'll see. Well, I don't know. It's gone. They scrapped it. Power steering pump is unseized. It's got some oil on it, so I don't know if it leaks or not. Tensioner pulley seems good, so we got a tensioner on there. There's money. So like nickels and dimes. Oh, the idler is bad. It spins, but it's bad. Nickels and dimes, we got stuff here. It looks like we've got... Is there all 6 plug wires here? Yeah. Full set of Mopar plug wires. Why not? That's nice. There's a coil pack there. That's a 91 coil pack. We have the whole fuel rail wire harness on here. This is actually... you guys should know this. This engine, I forgot to mention that. This is the engine that we got the wire harness out of for that van. So you guys might have a picture of it already. But this whole heart is from the same van the wire harness that's currently running that is from. So it's going to get the transmission mated back with the wire harness and the computers. The 2 computers are also from this van. The van that this 91 Caravan has done a lot to save our 91 Grand Caravan. That's for sure. How's the water pump? Sticky. Like probably cooling system sticky. It doesn't feel bad, but it's sticky. It's got the nice pulley on it with the groove though. The earlier pulleys, that's nice. It looks like it had transmission fluid in it and coolant because you see the green and the red. The axles are out of it, and I think it leaked when we loaded it up out of that one axle. Because here's the axle right here. So, you know, we should have, what he should have done, he should have taken this off because he threw it in here and should have put that back in the transmission. But, what do you do? This one must add a half shaft. I didn't realize that, this van that this came out of must have had the half shaft still. Because it's got an open end here. So it's not it wasn't a CV directly into each. It was a CV into the transmission, into the half shaft with the, I don't know what you call it. It had a U-joint and everything. Yeah, this van must have had that still, it looks like. Air conditioner spin? A little crunchy in there. I bet you there's some rust on the clutches here. Does it spin? Wants to. It kind of spins. Oh. That one might come out of that. Maybe. Maybe an air conditioner that spins? I think it will. Yeah. It's got some stuff in there. I got a good cooler hose, I guess. Right? Rat hose. Fuel rail's good in here. This has not been repaired on, but it probably has never been disturbed. So there's a rail here we can work with. Like I said, we've got the whole fuel injector harness on there. We've got a whole upper intake, throttle body and everything. It's throttle body seized. It is not. We've got 2 manifolds on it and everything. So, you know, that's cool. But hopefully this transmission is good. I'm going to do the smart thing. And I'll probably just pull the pan, see what it looks like in there. And probably put our new solenoid pack on it that was off that transmission. And then obviously that sensor's broke right there, so we'll swap that and probably the filter out of our good transmission and put it in here and everything. So we'll swap that and call it a day probably. But we'll see if it works, and then if it doesn't, then we'll take it back out. But I figure you guys want to see if she's seized. I'll go get a socket and everything, and we'll get on the crank pulley here and we'll see if she spins. Would be nice to know anyway. It'd make a really easy, should I just strip all the parts off it and dump it in the back of the truck for scrap, or should I put it on a pallet and save it? But I'll bring you back. All right, here we go, guys. You think she'll spin? Hopefully I got the right size socket here. Yep, 13 mil. Aw. Easy.
I think we got an engine. Even got compression. Probably shouldn't do this dry, but she feels good. It wasn't even thinking about being stuck. That's good. Oh, there's the exhaust. This is a good engine. Darn right. That one will probably run. Ooh, a lot of compression in that cylinder.
You get the nails again?
Yeah.
We'll pull the plugs on that. We'll put some oil in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a good engine right there. Here's what we got. 246 and then 135. They all look good. A little carbony. Honestly, like it probably wasn't, didn't have the beans revved out of it enough, to be honest. Just a little bit of extra carbon in there. But probably was owned by somebody older who drove it very lightly. So based on the service, I have a full service history on this vehicle that this came from. So thanks, Carfax. And it was like service the entire life. So it's actually out of Illinois. The van was originally from Illinois, and then it moved up to Minnesota in the late 90s. But looks good. I just fogged it with some fluid film. We'll go over there and we'll spin it over. Just make sure it makes a couple full revolutions. Make sure the valve train's all good. And then we'll probably put a sock in the intake there. And maybe a sock on the exhaust. And then call it good enough for now, and we'll put her in storage until we need her, I think. But, you know what we didn't do? We didn't check the oil. Can't crank this thing over without checking. Is this stuck? What? Oh, there it goes. Ooh. The cap is rusted, but inside, if we didn't knock all that rust in there. Actually, inside looks good. See, there's the rust I knocked in. Look in there. It looks good in there, actually. That oil cap has seen better days. Oh, back on you go. Back into service. Check the oil. She's full. We're good. Clean oil, too. Nice. I believe this thing had probably got an oil change when I got that trans flush, because that oil is, like, clean. Oh, can't have that. It won't run like that. Put that back on. A couple little acorns or walnuts for good measure. So, we've got ourselves a little bit of a project here to get that engine and transmission out of the back of the 90 K1500. Luckily, the new 02 K1500 has brought home our engine hoist and stands. So my thought here is I'm going to inch the engine forward all the way to the end here. I've got it backed up to the lip here, so we're not super high. And we'll get the engine stand put, and I've also got the tailgate off so I can get right up to it. And we'll push the engine hoist up under it, and we'll see if we can pick it up and then drive the truck out from under it. That is my my theory here, or my thought. Don't know how I'm going to hook to it yet. Probably wrap around there, wrap around the exhaust, the usual. We'll just kind of pick it up. But got to get it out of the back of this truck because I'm going to clean the truck up, try put it up for sale, see if I can get a little bit of money back out of her, and because I don't want to see it go to scrap. And frankly, it's got good parts on it. It's got a really good transmission in it. You know, it's there. It still does run and drive, and it's got four-wheel drive. That's worth something, right? But yeah, I'll put you on the tripod, and I'll kind of set this up, and we'll see what we can get done here. Okay, and that's about as far as I thought ahead. Now what? It's sketchily up in the air. I wouldn't trust myself under that, that's for sure.
We're on an embankment. It's kind of holding itself where it's at because that wheel is sideways. That's doing nothing, and neither is the board. I can't push it that way or pull because it's an engine and it's uphill. I could get a pallet and I could lower it down. And what I need to do is I need to separate the engine and transmission. So we could do that right here if I could get it to sit and be stable. But I'll go dig out a pallet and I'll see what I've got to work with here. She's not going anywhere right now, so good enough. It's out of the truck. That might do something. We'll see how that goes. Tire underneath it, try to keep it a little level. Problem is I think it's going to come forward, so I'll have to move it forward a little bit. But I think that'll work. Let's see how this goes. There you go, little engine. Big engine, I guess. Aren't I a good MacGyver when I need to be? So we got it down. It's pretty well supported. I've got a brace for just in case. And I've still got the hoist tensioned on it just a little bit. At least just to, if it falls, it's a safety-ish thing. So what we need to do is we need to get this bad boy off. And that will make things a lot easier, actually. Yeah, so I think we'll see about unbolting this transmission, getting her cleaned up and getting her out of here, putting on one of these stands, and then I guess I could put the engine on the other stand too, and then I at least could try drag it out of here. You know, we'll see. But we're gonna get that transmission off of there because that transmission needs to go into this and it needs to be up here. So yeah, then we gotta get the transmission out of this old girl. Isn't that right? Gotta start working on these floors too. It's pretty advanced right there. Yeah. So somehow we gotta get that out of there. And ideally, I want to do it without pulling the engine this time. Every time I've done these, I always pull the engine because whenever I'm doing a transmission, it usually needs engine work. So this time I don't want to re-pull it, so we'll just try. I think we're going to try drop the trans out the bottom. See if I can figure out how to make that work. Just like that, that's transmission. Oh, there goes the pallet.